Good afternoon, all. We from Committee for Members in Entrepreneurship and Public Services of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, we welcome all the participants in this live webinar on emerging virtual CPO, Chief Processing Officer opportunities. This is the fourth webcast of this month being organized by this committee. We are thankful to the chairman of this committee, CA Dr. Rajkumar Sadukia, sir, under whose guidance we are conducting regular webinars for the new opportunities for chartered accountants. Thank you for your guidance, sir. We welcome CA Dr. Rajkumar Sadukia, sir, chairman, sir, and CA Purushottam Khandelwal, sir, CA Dayanivas Sharma, sir, Central Council member ICI, who is sparing their valuable time for addressing the members, and the speaker of the day, CA Pratikbathwal ji, who will guide us on the emerging opportunities as virtual CPO. Over to Chairman Sir, CA Dr. Rajkumar Sadukia ji.
Thank you, Kuldeep ji. And I welcome all participants to this wonderful subject of business process management. Now, when we are keeping any webinar, we have two objectives in our mind. One is this area of practice can be taken up as an entrepreneurship area. A person can start as a business of this area. Another is whatever we provide a service as a business can also be taken as a part of consultancy. So in this committee on entrepreneurship and public service, there are a lot of plans and a lot of things, the innovative ways, or one webinar which we are planning, how to have a portal for online courses and how to create one's online courses. Similarly, how to be in the business of e-portals, because the technology is giving a lot of the chat GPT. We have seen how it is making the difference. You type anything. Yesterday, I was preparing for ESG opportunities. I said, give me opportunities in ESG. It gave me 10 opportunities. Then I said, give me more. It gave me another 10. After 20, I said, give me more. It gave me another 10. Now there is a new, like chat GPT we are having in Microsoft Bing also. CA Dayanivas ji is, I call it dynamite. D for dynamic and S for strength at the Institute of Chartered Accountants. Since I joined in my second inning last year, he was in charge of SSP, self-support portal, then in charge of digital re-engineering, and currently he is vice chairman in digital accounting and assurance board. So we thought we will have his input also. And Pratikbathwal is, a technology person. He has his own online course portal. I am learning from him how to create an online course and various process management. I was trying to see what is the size, like, whenever a new subject comes, I'm just sharing my screen. So BPO. Now, when I'm looking at BPO is automating any business process, and it is much more visualizing, measure, analyze, improve, control. So for any entrepreneur, all processes has to be automated. Then I was looking at what is the global market for this business. So the global market is $13.3 billion US. I was also looking at, and which is, growing by 10.68%. And what is the Indian? So it is 4.4 billion. Now here it looks 44 billion, but I had seen it is 4.4 billion. So that is about 40% of the global market lies in India. So I want each of the participants, there are more than 400 participants who have registered for this webinar. I was going through a webinar day before yesterday of Chamber of Income Tax Consultant. On LinkedIn, there is a audio webinar happening on LinkedIn. And I have been requesting the council that we should allow extensive use of social media. With our firm name, we should be able to use YouTube and all other platforms, LinkedIn, podcast, on flyer, our business firm name should come. Then only we will be visible. Jo dikhta hai, wo bikta hai. With this, I would request my council colleague, CA Dayanivaji, to give his input with his, he's synonymous with technology. I have seen from day one, his passion in the technology, his interest in technology is immense. Over to you, CA Dayanivaji.
Thank you very much, Adukya sir, for giving me this opportunity today to come and share on a very interesting topic, which is actually close to my heart, sir. And your introduction is always touching my heart because it's like a blessing from a senior council member like you when it comes. It matters a lot. And I'm just going to talk for 5-7 minutes, which I think whatever you are trying to say, how relevant it is from a chartered accountant point of view is something which everyone has to understand. Pratik is more intelligent than me, undoubtedly, on the subject matter. And the office who is sitting in is trying their best to ensure that the entire program goes in the right direction. And really compliments to you, Rajkumar sir. The way Kuldeep followed up with me to ensure that I come on time is, a discipline which you have maintained with your team. So this is something which is really appreciable. And now, as you rightly said, 400 plus people are here to understand the concept today, which is emerging virtual CPO, which is a very uniquely designed thought which you have given. It's a beautiful thing. It's actually, the fact is, a mid-size or a small-size firms have to understand to coin their services so qualitative that it creates a demand in market. And you have done it fantastically by calling it as emerging virtual CPO, Chief Process Officer. Sir, I was delivering one lecture in which we were talking about robotic process automation. And I said, please understand what is robotic process automation. You think that it is a Greek and Latin, only a technology guy can understand it well, and only that person can do it. But the best part is the robotic part and the automation part is a job of a technology person. But the processes which a chartered accountant can define it more effectively than anyone else. Rajkumar sir, process, when you talk about, it talks about simplification. When you talk about simplification, we have to talk about the targeted and visioned thought. What should be my outcome in the shortest process and a most qualitative? It should not be garbage in, garbage out. It should be, even if garbage is going in, a product has to come out which I can use it. That is where the processes are there. Raw material, we put it, and a finished product comes out. A role of a chartered accountant over a period of time has been to define a process considering two important aspects. Aspect number one is the control, addressing a control. And number two, most importantly, is addressing a risk. That means I need to just cut down on those two components to protect the entire process where I have an effective control. Number two, I am mitigating maximum risk in the entire process. Then a quality of a chartered accountant, learning over a period of time can be appreciated by a client. That is the reason I was telling you, Rajkumar sir, only your experience can determine this kind of coin, this kind of terminology, which is like virtual CPO. It's really interesting part. Number two, sir, today's time, when Globe is talking that the lowest number of people, the highest impact which is going to go anywhere due to digitization is on accountancy profession. That means a huge impact is going to be there. Number two, the problem is we do not have accountant also. Number three, just imagine the size of the industry. आप कुछ number दिखाए थे राजकुमार से. Now I'll talk one more number for you. When you talk about MSME, which is now redefined to 250 crore turnover, they do not have a CFO with them. They do not have a good accountant who understand this complex laws, regulation, taxes. That means it is more pertinent that the processes which are required to be designed for MSME on a qualitative output and ensuring that there is non-compliance is to be done by a chartered accountant. Sir, income tax छोड़ो, GST छोड़ो, bank audit छोड़ो, उसके सिवाय इतना सारा काम है where you can actually make huge business out of it. And Rajkumar sir, you rightly said, if you want to design it as a business, Institute of Chartered Accountants of India has given us two opportunities. One is corporate form of practice. Number two, multidisciplinary practice, which means if I am only a chartered accountant, I want a technology person to associate with me. I can today partner with that person also and make a qualitative team which can give a solution to this MSME, which is making a turnover of 250 crores, right? Making a huge EBITDA and PBT margins, who are willing to give you 10, 20, 30 lakh rupees to resolve their issues. Just imagine the kind of size. You don't have to do anything. Take only one client, do an effective implementation in 1 year with the help of another colleague who is a technology person, which is permitted by the Act of Chartered Accountants. Just see the magic where our profession is going to move towards. Sir, it is time where tradition has to talk or meet technology. Time has come. Senior and juniors have to work together to determine a high-powered engine which is going to deliver, which is not there in the market across the length and breadth of the country. Furthermore, we have been in the process of reactive approach. We started moving towards proactive. Now we have to be predictive also. That means where the entire ecosystem has to move towards. Sir, being a cost center as a chartered accountant, the day we become profit center for an organization, take it from me, even yesterday, 75 years back and 75 years ahead of time, we will be relevant always. So my compliments to you, Rajkumar sir, a lovable kiss to you that you have actually incorporated this kind of thought and you are encouraging our members to think differently, which is not differently. हनुमान जी की हालत है सर अपनी. हनुमान को पता ही नहीं था कि वो उड़ सकता है. आप तो जामवंत बन गए सर. आप ये लोगों को सिखा रहे हैं, आप उड़ सकते हो यहाँ से. And there is no limit. Sir, there is no competition for a chartered accountant. I am proud to be a chartered accountant. I am proud to be a chartered accountant or a son of a chartered accountant again. And I desire my daughter to become a chartered accountant. जिस दिन तक इस दुनिया में पैसा रहेगा, उस दिन तक chartered accountant relevant रहेगा सर. And this is how we all have to contribute to the life of our people and ensure that we stand for tomorrow, years to come. And I think this is just a beginning. Hats off to you, Rajkumar sir. We look forward to doing such kind of programs in time to come. And I'm really excited. Believe me, I am with the temperature, but this topic actually removed all my temperature out, and the motivation with which I am speaking, I hope I could convey to all my viewers what I was feeling and what I think you all have to work towards. बैंक ऑडिट भूल जाओ सर, 2 लाख रुपए की फीस क्या करेंगे जब 2 करोड़ मार्केट देने के लिए रेडी है? तो आप सोचो, आपके हाथ में है. Come together, make a big team, work with multiple people, multiple disciplinary people. It will make a whole lot of difference. My best wishes to all the learned people who are there, who are attending today. Spread this message. Have confidence in your profession. Even a person who could not complete intermediate examination has not slept empty stomach if he has done chartered accountancy. You and I are chartered accountants. We have a long way to go. We have to set an example for the nation. When we are talking about Amrit Kal, 100 years of this nation, we should be the first people. जो लोग बोल रहे हैं ना, globally accountant का position नीचे जाएगा, third position पे है, वो सब छोड़ो. We will be the first people, first set. First line of defense border पे बोलते हैं. We will be the first line of defense for the economy in time to come. So my best wishes to you all people. Sir, अगर कुछ ज़्यादा बोल दिया तो माफी. But I just wanted to express all your heart out. That's the only thing, sir. Thank you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dayanivasji. I would also like to place on record the contribution of Vice Chairman of the committee, CA Purushottamji Khandelwal from Ahmedabad. Today, perhaps he is commuting, so he has not been able to join. And Dayanivasji, we are 405 now. And you know, we removed epitome. You saw last year we were saying that epitome because here we can see all the participants. We are able to make the webinar more interactive because they can put their query in the chat box. We can directly, they can unmute and talk to us. We can talk to them. So, and you know, like the virtual CFO, there is a virtual marketing consultant, virtual entrepreneurship consultancy, virtual CFO. So we know for a long time. So when we say virtual, it becomes a global practice. In all 193 countries of the world, we can render our services. And we have a very, learned, moving encyclopedia on technology, CA Pratikbathwal. He is from Raipur. And I had an occasion to meet him in the Train the Trainer program last year under CP committee. And then he is now my guru also. We are learning how to create an online course on my passionate topic of self-development and growth. And I would request Kuldeepji to introduce him and maybe speak few words about Dayanivasji if you have taken his resume, and then we will request Pratikji to address us.
Sir, Dayanivas sir is IT man, sir. I think everyone knows him very well, sir. So, sir, just we from committee side, we can say thank you so much, sir. In spite of your not feeling well, sir, you are having temperature also, sir, and you are sparing time for the benefit of profession and also showing the different path to the members that bank audit is nothing. We have to, if market is ready to pay 2 crore, why to go for 2 lakhs only, sir? Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for your motivational talk, sir. We really inspired from your talk, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thanks for sparing your valuable time, sir. Now, we are having our eminent speaker on this topic, CA Pratikbathwal ji. He has been faculty in the Advanced IT Training Program of Institute. I can say for him, he is on a mission to bridge the global skill gap, passionate to help people upskilling themselves with an automation-friendly mindset and upgrade business users in a way that they can contribute more to digital transformation initiatives with more comprehensive user requirements toward a people, process, and technology that is equal to system driven economy to boost India's global leadership progress. With these few words, I request CA Pratik Vatbalji to kindly share his knowledge on this virtual CPO topic. Thank you, Vatbalji.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Chairman, sir. Thank you, Dayanivas, sir. And thank you for the committee to providing me this opportunity to share my limited experience and insights with all of you. And I am really grateful that Rajkumar sir and Dayanivas sir has put in the right context and the right background with the right gravity, like it is already justified, and I can move ahead from those background areas so that I can ensure that all the 400 people who are attending this webinar, they believe that they can justify this virtual CPO opportunities themselves. I have presented the entire roadmap into small actionable steps so that you can identify your clients, like they are in which stage of their digital transformation journey, and you can help them accordingly. So the first query that I was receiving from social media is that what is this virtual CPO that has been discussed? Virtual means we are offering a kind of retainership services to global audience. And CPO means we are specializing on the processes aspect of an organization. It is like the blood flow of a human body. It is like the neural system of a brain. We understand how data and information is flowing in an organization, and then we try to optimize it, right? So I hope the title is clear of our today's webinar, Emerging Virtual CPO Opportunities. So let's jump to the slides. Perfect. So at the outset, what is for you in this webinar? This webinar is for those people who prioritize quality over quantity. If you are from one of them, please use the chat box actively and reply yes. Participants, please stay active with the chat box. How many of you are prioritizing quality over quantity in your services and your dreams? Please reply yes. All right. Let's move ahead. So in this segment, we will be understanding what business processes are. We'll take some examples and then we'll break down how and where we need to convert them into monetizable income. All right. So let's move ahead. The entire journey of a digital transformation can be attributed to three simple steps: people, process, and technology. The acronym can be PPT. All right. So these are the three building blocks, the three components of any digital transformation initiative, which we need to take care of in a balanced manner, right? The entire session will be dedicated on these three aspects, and we'll start with the first one, people. With people, what do we understand is our human resources. And at some point of time, we may think that automation will totally replace the need of human resources, but that is not so. Because the cultural shift that an organization has to upgrade is totally dependent on the people of that organization, right? So you need to ensure whatever client you are dealing with, how well is the mindset and skill set of the people in that organization. Only then you can assess the digital maturity of that organization. For example, the people are good with the traditional way of practice, how they have been following it all the way along throughout the years. And now if we suggest a very handy, easy to use, flexible tool also, if they do not have the right mindset, they might not support that initiative, they might not be adaptable to it, right? So we need to deepen their mindset first. These are all your pre-training opportunities. Like if someone asks you, like, I want to implement an ERP system in my organization. So before going for any suggestion to the tool, you need to put a checkpoint in his mind. Sir, we can do that, but let me first evaluate how deep the mindset of your people is. Are you getting it? There, you can understand, you need to interact with them, you can prepare a checklist, you can understand how favorable or unfavorable they think that this software or tool will do in their life. Then you need to convince them the benefits, and you have to give them a small mini experience of how the time that they dedicated for a single task over 5 hours can now be done in a single click. Once they have that experience, then only their mindset will turn towards a positive, healthy digital transformation initiative. Okay. Second thing, once we have developed the mindset, that is often the biggest hurdle in such initiatives. We need to work on their skill set, because they might be familiar with Excel, Google Sheets, and the general tools available. Now, we need, from a process point of view, we need them to take care of the tasks, activities, and their team management also. That includes maintaining minutes of meetings, delegating tasks, taking reporting, and everything. So until and unless the first pillar, people, is strong enough to support the second and third pillars, please do not jump into any kind of ERP implementations. I am requesting you, please prepare sufficiently for this step, because this is the crucial factor of having 80 to 85% ERP failure rates in the industry, right? The people need to be deepened from mindset and skill set point of view both. Third point is they need to have the right user requirement, because whenever we talk about anything that is related to technology or new software or onboarding or ERP implementation, most of the time the users are good at their work. They know their work very well, they justify their time, they justify their presence, everything, but they are not able to express it in a technical manner as a form of user requirements, right? So this burden generally shifts from the user to the development team. Please understand this very carefully. I am here to share the past 5 years experience in 1.5 hours. So the point is, just as and when the burden of this user requirement shifts from the user to the development team, now the development team is good at coding. They might not be so well versed with the business logics. So there comes the important gap of imagination. There we have the opportunity to bridge this imagination gap. That is how most ERP implementation assignments are being done in the industry. I hope you're getting this. So we discussed 2-3 points. You can deepen the mindset, you can help them skill up, and you can have them give a better user requirement by themselves, so that there is no communication gap between the two. I hope this is clear. Next comes processes and technology. That is where I want you to focus for the title Chief Process Officer. So what are processes? Process can be a simple flow chart, just like this. I hope this is visible to everyone.
Yes, sir, visible.
Perfect. So let me zoom in a bit. This is a simple process flow diagram for an e-commerce based skincare manufacturing company. All right. This is the planning phase. This is the execution phase, and this is the improvement phase. In the planning phase, we have the roles and designations vertically down this side. And this is where the planning starts. We start with the sales or demand projection. Then we go for a requirement of raw materials and negotiation. Then comes the execution part. Then we go for production VOMs, and comes the improvement part where we have yield analysis. So the point is, if you are good with designing such flowcharts, that means you can justify this role as a virtual CPU. Now, what tools do you need? This simple PDF is made on Microsoft Visio. You can use MS Paint, you can use anything, no need for any specialized tool. What matters is clarity in your thoughts and in your head, right? And why is this important? Once you have chalked out the entire business process in similar fashion, you will have visibility to go for what's beyond the happy path. What do we mean by happy path? Please pay attention. Whenever we talk about processes, there is an ideal situation in which our first draft of the process definition fits very well, right? In that ideal situation, there are no errors, no bugs, nothing, input given, output achieved, done. But businesses don't run that way in an ideal situation. So we need to take care of the exceptions. That is where we need some visual aids to identify, to brainstorm. What if this part doesn't happen? What is the next fear? What if that doesn't happen? What will we do? Right? So this is why having a process modeling knowledge is important for you. And please note, it is not something that requires a huge learning curve. If you are focused and determined to spare 15 to 20 days, you can easily cover up all the symbols, all of their usages, and you are good to go, right? So this is one aspect of the process diagram. I hope this is clear. Now, when we go for the process flow diagrams, each box or each unit is a sub-process itself. It will have a list of activities or tasks to be done. And when we zoom in that, we'll have another flow diagram for each of those situations, right? So this is an organizational level diagram to have an overview, to get it confirmed from the owners, from the promoters, and then we go deep dive into each and every activity. For example, a dispatch process itself can have lots of combinations, whether we are into e-commerce business or whether we are into some other industries. It will depend on that. I hope this is clear. Let's take another example of a book purchase order process. So imagine you are online, you are browsing a bookstore and you want to order a book. Okay. I'm sharing all of this to give you a hands-on experience on how to think in terms of processes. We have thought a lot of in terms of taxations and accounts and finance. Now I want you to have an experience with these processes. So when we start with a new book purchase order, okay, so customer wants to buy a new book, he will go to a web store. Then this is a decision box. Here he will find the title of the book. He will search it in the database, right? There are two options. Either the book is found or the book is not found. Let's take it one by one. So if the book is not found, we will check for the next steps whether he is interested to look for other books or not. Okay, so these are just gateways. If I go for other books, this is how it will take me. If I want to cancel the order, I will just exit the online shop. All right. So this is where one variant of our execution is completed. Let's go ahead. What if I found the book? What will we do? We will add that book to the shopping cart. This is where the purchase order system gets initiated. All right. Now, once I've added that book, I can look for some other books as well. So this is where I need to connect the different gateways, because in processes, there is never one-to-one relationship. There are always many-to-many options. Okay. So if we go for another book option, where will this process land? Now this will land again on top where we had the gateway decision to find a book. I hope you are getting the looping effect in a process, right? And it is obvious also. Same steps will happen again. Now I will search for the second book title. It may be found, it may not be found. Depending on the individual cases, this is how we'll proceed. I hope this is clear. Okay. Now, here is another important checkpoint. I need to confirm that no more books are required to be searched. Yes or no? If we miss this step, there can be a limiting factor of having only 2 books in a cart, right? So this is how we need to forecast all the possible options, even for a simple activity, right? When we are done with the number of books that we've selected, now we'll go for a checkout. This checkout system will push the data into a reorder system. Okay. These systems are linked with these processes, but they are not a part of my book purchase order process, right? So when we are talking and linking to these blue boxes, we are linking them to some another system where a separate flowchart will get activated. Okay. Moving ahead. Once we have done the checkout, we'll select a payment method. We can go for a credit card payment option and we'll enter the credit card details. Now the system will validate whether the details are okay or not. If this system finds a risk of default of payment, we will get an alert and the things will escalate on that system, right? So after this, when the payment confirmation is done, then we have the next step of selecting the shipping type. This will again link me to the reordering system that was linked above. Next option, we'll get a confirmation like this is the invoice number, this is the delivery dates, this is everything that we need to know, and we'll have the book sent to us. Okay. Now in these steps, whenever we have an order confirmation, it will hit a different system. Whenever the order is confirmed, it will also generate the accounts and bills receivable part for the accounts department. And when the actual stock in hand is being affected, it will affect our logistics and ERP stock maintenance systems. So I hope this is clear. And this is how a sample purchase order process gets completed. Now, if you recall, this is one endpoint and the other endpoint was when we decided not to search any book and we did not get the required book. So I hope you are with me till here. If you have any doubts, please put it in the Q&A section. We'll definitely take it up. All right. Moving ahead. If you are through with the basics of processes, we took 2 examples. If you are through with that, now I'll take you to the step-by-step roadmap. Okay. So the first step is digitization. This is the step where we help our clients go from manual registers and purchase or rough pads, notepads into some electronically capturing data system, right? Most of this is done post facto. Post facto means once the transaction is completed, it was recorded somewhere temporarily manually. Then at the end of day or end of week, we are again inputting them into our system. That things need to be upgraded. You have to bring your clients to a real-time data entry system, right? If you are familiar with Google Forms, that is the best and most affordable economical option that you can quickly learn and start supplying to your clients. That this is the point of communication you are having. I can now streamline all of these points of communications into a smart Google form, and you will have a spreadsheet linked with that where you can analyze those data, right? So the first step for you will be to ensure that all of your client processes are digitized and they are having digital footprints. All right. They need to be in real time, not post facto. Okay. As Dayaneva sir already said, here generally it's GIGO, garbage in, garbage out, but we have to ensure that we put in the right data validation systems and the right checkpoints to either stop the user, prevent wrong data entry, prevent the garbage in step, or inside our system, transform it into a usable output. Okay. So if this is the step that you have already achieved, right? We are having some kind of input forms to store the data. The next step would be to make them master driven. What is master driven? Like you have a list of vendors. Those are already empaneled and shortlisted vendors. Why should the data entry operator type the name of vendor again and again? We should have a drop down that is being fetched from a master's list of the selected vendors, and then we just need to select the right vendor. What are the benefits? No two orders will have different vendor names. If we give them free text option, they can type in some aliases or some short forms, and there can be inconsistency. And we all know when we drop pivot tables on such data, it will give us 2 adjacent rows, meaning our data will be misleading to us, right? So the first step would be to get them into some kind of digital forms and digital tables. Second would be to identify what are the common kind of inputs and make them master driven. I hope this is clear. Next, if your client is having volumes of data, he is not able to support manual data entry, there you can suggest ICR, Intelligent Character Recognition Systems, that can scan digitalized, scanned PDF documents, and the computer can do that data entry operation for you, right? So this is how I'm blending in the processes and technology together so that you have a synced view of how these things actually work and at different levels of the client's digital maturity. I hope this is clear. So next step would be going to a collaborative work platform. How? Most of the MSMEs are using local Excel files and standalone systems to do the working. They may be shared for a department in a LAN, but it is not really available for everyone at the same time for some real-time decision making, right? So once they have achieved this digital friendly atmosphere, now you can suggest them to go to a cloud computing model where we are not just talking about accounting or accountancy aspects. We are talking about the operational aspects also. Please, the entire session is not focused on simple accounting and finance operations. It is focused on bringing operational excellence in the clients, right? So we are talking about their logistics. In Chhattisgarh region, there are lots of iron and steel industries. We can capture when a truck has been confirmed to reach a plant, when it has reached inside the plant, when the loading has been completed, when it has left that plant, when it is reaching the target destination plant. All of these can be monitored real-time basis using these cloud computing options. Okay, so in this, what is the benefit? As and when the data increases over a period of years, you will have a trend analysis option to suggest to the clients, like, this is your past 3-4 years data, and this is how your operational performance is going on. If you do not have this centralized data repository, you cannot do that, or you cannot put them into a real-time continuous monitoring. It will always be consolidating all the data on ad hoc basis, and then only you can give some pie charts, some dashboards, and some reports. So that is both time taking for us and overloading our resources with some clerical work, right? Next step, can you guess it? Next step is data analysis. We have ensured that we are getting good quality inputs, and now we have a good quality data to analyze, right? This step, although I have spoken in 2 lines, is very difficult to achieve for a normal businessman, and that's where your expertise will come into play. Okay, so when we have a good quality, accurate data for analysis, then only we can design query-based solutions for live data. Like, we can, of course, do a pivot table analysis. We can understand KPI, key performance indicators. We can understand KRAs, key responsibility areas, and we can plot them. But I don't want you to do them again and again manually. You need to understand and learn a bit about querying a data and then deploying that system at your client's place. If you really want to know, Microsoft Access is a good thing to start with. Otherwise, Google Sheets also have queries and import ranges options to integrate multiple endpoints of the forms and then transform that data into very nice usable output. Okay, so I hope this is clear to you till now. Moving ahead, once we have these data analysis, then only we can go for MIS and dynamic dashboard solutions for the client. Please understand the steps, because most of the clients right now are always calling me to give them an MIS, because they have seen it in some Facebook ad or some YouTube ad, and they are not accepting the fact that they are a bit far from that goal, right? So having those MIS and dashboards to give them a direction for strategic decision making is only after you have done the ad hoc analysis for the some time and then you have modified them into continuous running queries that is scalable for large data, also for big data also. I hope this is clear. Moving ahead. Once this stage has been achieved, we are getting the numbers, the figures right, and we are able to optimize our costing, we are able to optimize our negotiations. Then comes the proper stage of having documentations in our organization. You all have must heard of SOPs, standard operating procedures. Perfect. So why have we waited this long? Because these steps are iterative in nature. We try and fail, we try again and then succeed. So if you start investing documentation, energy and documentation very early, you might not have encountered all those exceptional cases. You might not have that experience bank to fully justify this step, right? So by this time, you are almost an internal person to the organization, a trustworthy person, a skilled person to rely on, and most importantly, you have the key to each and every person on how to unlock his potential with regard to this process optimization, right? Just see how indispensable you can be to an organization. So when we come for SOPs, here 2-3 things I would like you to know. Please pay attention. Standard operating procedures should never be built or developed top down. What does it mean? For whom are we making these SOPs? We are making them for the ground level user. And if I designate my HR or a similar top management personnel to design and document these SOPs, I am virtually using a 10,000 per hour person to work for a 500 per hour work person. Getting this? This should not be happening. We need to empower the ground level data entry users, the level 1 computer users, to start noting down their activities and then improving them over a period of time, because that is where all the exceptional situations are being experienced and retained in their memory. The top management people often do not know what is happening at the grassroots level, and that leads to a lot of assumption based documentation, right? Second thing, with documentation, I don't mean we have to have thousands of pages of a Bible of the organization. No, you can have simple tutorial videos. You can have simple self-help kits, knowledge transfer kits. That is also good, but this is now when we need it, right? So the challenge with videos is that the text is not searchable. So you can have transcripting tools available nowadays. You just record a video, get a transcript and attach it in the description, so that if someone is looking for something, that searchability disadvantage of a video is overcome. I hope this is clear. So documentation part is where you can totally blow their minds by systematically decoding their each and every operation. Because most of the business owners today do not have the visibility over their entire process. Some clients ask me, this is what I want, please recommend an ERP system. Before going to that step, I ask them, sir, are the steps or processes that being executed in your organization are being followed the way you want it, even if I do not use any tool? What I mean to say is, are the manual steps being executed in the manner that you desire, may be not, right? So you need to first understand and strengthen those manual steps. Only if you're confident, yes, the manual steps are being done in a particular way that has the impact of creating long-term decision points for me, then only go for documentation, and then only you need to move ahead. I hope this is clear. Now comes the hot topics. Sir has already shared about this a lot. So here comes the stage where your clients are ready to go for some automation and integration options. What do we mean by RPA versus ERP? Please note this very carefully. RPA yes. Documentation, RPA versus ERP. Please note this very carefully. RPA is something where we mimic the human activities. Okay. So now we'll have a virtual accountant, for example, who will be doing all the data entry stuff. Okay. So this virtual workforce will essentially replicate what a human being does in a system. So it is a software robot. All right. But to suggest this, we need to be clear on the human being's thought processes as well. Right? It's our responsibility now, not just to observe what he is clicking or typing. It's our responsibility to decode what he is thinking. So that thought process level clarity, if we have, then we can go for robotic process automations, right? And why am I emphasizing on these two wings, like either go for RPA or go for an ERP? Please understand, this stuff is not available on YouTube or other way. This is a very conceptual point. ERP is an enterprise resource planning methodology. We are planning how to use or deploy our resources. Okay, so it is a thought process, and ERP conceptually integrates the different processes only, not departments. I'm repeating, ERP concepts do not justify department structure of organization. ERP concepts only justify, they will only work for process-driven organization. Understanding? So if your client still does not have a process-driven framework, he may invest into ERP initiatives, but that would be a major red flag for everyone. If you have department-based structures, go for simple automations instead of ERP. ERP is itself a concept that has lots of pre-requirements. But the major clash over here is whenever we Google something or we YouTube search anything in YouTube, we generally get results of ERP best practices, right? Those are standardized for process-driven compliant organizations. And we have a lot of information on that. But automation segment it has to be customized. If you mix both of them, you will end up with a blunder. Are you getting my point? For automations to be deployed in an organization, we are assuming that the process till now is optimized and it may deviate from an ERP best practice, but this is the process that suits me and I'm automating this. In that journey, if at any time you get influenced by an ERP best practice, which is conceptually deviating, you will end up mixing them both and it will create a mess. Are you getting this? So please stay focused on this point and ask the client, do you want to scale up and operate like top MNCs who are ERP friendly? If he says yes, then you need to have some BPR, business process re-engineering assignments with them to align those processes with ERP concepts, right? And if the client is confident, no, this is how the industry works and this is how we work and it is compatible, then you need to warn him, please do not come later with some YouTube video about ERP concepts. Now I am in charge. I will justify the automation initiatives. I will tell what are the things that need to be taken care of. Now everything's come in your code and your experience and your research. Understanding? Only fundamental concepts, fundamental terms may be similar, but ERP is a total different word and automation is a total different. I hope this is clear. So let's come to the screen again. Now, ERM. This is the final stage of a digital transformation initiative. After this, all we have is continuous improvement, Kaizen, and operational excellence. Okay. So what do we mean by ERM? Any suggestions? All right. ERM stands for Enterprise Resource Management. And ERP stands for Enterprise Resource Planning. Understanding the difference? Planning versus managing a resource. Planning is all about making a prediction and taking a decision. But management is having all the calculations at every time handy, and as per our dynamic business situations, we are able to manage the resource accordingly, right? So when is this ERM actually useful for organizations? Very simple example, when we have IoT and drones in our pipelines. Are you getting how much we have evolved during this roadmap? When we start having AI or hardware robots in our organization, they have a separate coding, they navigate accordingly. Now those need to be managed together with our other processes. That is when you will be needing an enterprise resource management tool to keep everything in sync. There is a common term called orchestration. It is used in both RPA and ERMs that help orchestrate, like that gives signal to different robots what to do next, what to do next. If something crashes in between, it will be again queued back into the operational aspect, and that is when you will be needing an ERM. But the good part is we do not have to go to the ERM level as of right now, because there is a reaction time that the industry is having, and we are not so much into drones already. So we have time to prepare for that stage. All right. So these were the basic steps I wanted you to be aware of. And now linking everything to processes, you have to be charged of the entire data information flow inside the organization. You need to have that vision. What are the checkpoints required and how to deal with the exceptional situations? Because most of the processes are good in normal cases, but most of the processes collapse in case of an emergency situation or a chaos or some exceptional situations, right? So you need to strengthen the processes to handle and digest that shock of an emergency situation. Now, let's come back to our screen. I have some more standardized operations to show you. So this is how a business process modeling is done. We have management processes, we have core processes, and then we have some supporting rules. All right. So if we go for management processes, let's take the example of HR processes. Okay, so we have different sub processes in it: recruiting, HR operations, and HR development. Let's take an example of an applicant search. This is how you will be developing a process flow diagram. See, these are the horizontal swim lanes that are given different roles. So this is the recruiting manager, and here we have a recruiting tool. So this is the people aspect, this is the technology aspect, and now we are understanding the entire process. So we have an applicant data that is recorded, then we develop the job description, then we select a job posting channel, and then we publish a job description. So according to that, different applicants will fill in those positions, right? Now, this last line is for the applicant who is applying for a job. So over here, we have an application. This is received. We have a gateway. Here we have a decision-making system or a decision modeling notation-based system where we check for the competencies of the applicant, right? Then we have a gateway. If everything is good, we can ask the applicant to be pulled to a separate bucket where no more other information is required from the applicant. If some data is missing, now we'll send that message to the applicant to resubmit those data. So we'll again have additional data, and then this is how finally our applicant's data will be recorded in our system. This is just one step how we accept and synchronize the data with our requirements, right? Moving ahead. Now we have employee acquisition. This is how different processes will fit in. We have the application data recorded. Now the recruiting tool will come in and it will check for some pre-select job applicants which are already there. This will be reviewed by the recruiting manager. Then we have the interview of the applicant. Then we finalize a appropriate person. Then again the recruiting tool comes into action, which will be triggered by the recruiting manager, and they will generate the offered job. Now the employee may be hired or the applicant may deny the offer letter. So I hope this is clear to you. This is how granular level we need to go so that we can understand and design the processes in such way that the required tools can fit in and the people can collaborate together and then get our output done. All right. After this, there is one special segment that a chief process officer may need to take care of, and that is process mining. What do we mean by that? Just a second. Yes. So this is how we need to reevaluate all of the processes that we have designed. Let's take an example of a payment system. We have received an invoice for a goods or supply or service, and now we need to make a payment for that, right? So the expectation is when we receive an invoice, we process it, we account for it, we have a final check, and then we approve the invoice, and then the payment is being made. This is the happy path that I was talking to you about. This is the ideal situation. But more often, what happens when we receive an invoice, there may be a situation that the creditor is new, vendor is new. We need to create the masters first, right? So that will happen. Then we have the invoice. When we are processing it, we may require additional data. What that can be a work order to check the terms and conditions or some other arrangements. Once that is done, that needs to be checked and approved. Then we reevaluate the contract conditions, and then only we go for a final check. Now here, there are, just like maker checker concept, there are multiple checkpoints. So if something fails, again, the loop goes back here, and this is on repeat, right? And as a process officer, these are the areas we need to focus on, like how many times is this happening? Why is it happening? Then only we go to the root cause analysis of any process optimization, right? Now, once the final check of invoice is done, we go for approval. And if we have some repeating processes, we trigger that. Else, we go for the final payment. In case the invoice is deviating, we might need some clarifications. So these light blue boxes are what the experience will provide, right? This is what the books will provide or the YouTube tutorials will provide. So we need to take care of the processes in real terms. That is where our foresight is playing a very important role. It's simple decision tree concept. If you recall, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, we put in all the variables and we just give them yes, no flags, and so many different paths become visible. Each path needs to be taken care of. All right. Now, here's one more live demonstration that I wanted to show you. Please pay close attention. This is a sample process mining tool. It's refreshing its data. Let's see the ideal process. I have a data of 16,228 invoices that were received by the department, and we have this statistics available. This is the same 5-step process that we just saw in the image. Now, when we do a scientific process mining, scientific means it is a data-driven, process-driven process mining. On the contrary, there is a traditional process mining technique where we are into the discovery mode by interaction interviews. So that can be biased and that can have a lot of resistance. This is what the systems and tools can do for us. Okay. So when we check the details of this, this is how the happy path changes. Out of these 16 to 28 incidents, 2,000 incidents had to go for an additional step, and 4,000 incidents had to go for 2 additional steps, right? Let me extend this. And we have additional paths. After the final check of invoice also, we might we having different options and we have the exact count of them, right? See, these are the different activities that are being done for this process, and we have a animation also for this. Moving ahead, let's detail it more. See, now we have even cases of 3 transactions where we had the step of request receive invoice to direct request data, right? Let's maximize it to the entire detail. And this is how our ideal happy path now looks when we have taken all of the exceptional situations and conditions into consideration, right? Now I have a special animation for you. Please pay attention. When I hit the play button, we'll actually see these steps, these activities going different across different paths, and we'll see the timeline. Okay. Let's play. There may be some lag due to Zoom, but this is how this blue ball is continuously being occupied in this track. This is where we had a very slow moving payment process, and we need to identify the root cause behind that. Let me play it again for you. Are you getting? The ideal invoices would have directly jumped through the main line and payment would have been made. But this is how some exceptional items are moving in this process flow, right? So this was the count view. We can have the time view also. This generally takes 10 days, 4 days, and so on. So this is how the process mining is done, and it adds to the overall operational excellence of an organization. All right. So it's 5:15, and now I would like the members to shoot their doubts, to shoot their questionnaires. They can unmute themselves if the host allows. Is it possible to allow the members to unmute themselves?
So we try, but the participants can raise their questions in the question and answer session as well as in chat box also, sir.
Right. So we have one question. Will you be sharing the presentation? So the presentation is just one slide. Rest all was discussion. This webinar, as specially instructed to me, is not about information sharing. You can anytime Google Chief Process Officer and you can have all of the information available, all of the possibilities, opportunities, job description available. My focus was on striking some curiosity in you, that you are motivated enough to pursue these course of actions. And my focus was on bringing in some transformation so that we are now thinking a bit out of the box from what we have done. Today is already 31st March. My focus was that we actually have a new happy financial year from tomorrow, right? So please, this presentation is only one slide and you can check that, nothing much. I hope the takeaways are with you. You have to focus on people first, then processes, and technology is already being taken care of by some technology partner, but you should be able to review it, to test it, because the end users are not that capable to test it in each and every combination. We have learned simulations. We know how to prepare flowcharts. We know how to exhaust the possibilities. So that final confirmation needs to be given by us. Okay. So chat box is disabled. Okay.
Sir, can we request you to share with us the what are the important do's which we need to carry in our mind while we are doing any implementation project, sir, as far as automation or digitization is
Yeah,
concerned?
definitely. So the tools are secondary. First is the solution to the problem. As we discussed, if you are having some BPM tools, business process modeling tools, that would be good. But instead of going to specialized ones, you can just use an open canvas. You can do it in Excel also. With the help of smart shapes, you have a process and hierarchy and flowchart and organization structure, everything available. So that is one. These project implementations can be a bit technical when it comes to SRS. For that, I have something to show you. So this is a bit technical, disclaimer beforehand. See. If you are a bit tech savvy, like we do not need to understand coding, we do not need to have deep coding skills, but if you understand basic object-oriented programming or basic loops, basic if conditions, if you understand basic arrays, functions, procedures, if you are good with this, there is a huge opportunity for you to collaborate and actually address a very different segment that is closer to the development side. Plus, if you have these skills, limited, not detailed, if you have these skills, you will observe that the developer team or the IT team, they will also have a special respect for you. Because the IT people generally have a bro code, or they think like they are some different species. So once you talk to them in some queries or you talk them about functions, they will understand, yeah, this person is talkable and I can, like, they are now relieved from the burden of needing to explain it again and again to a layman. So now you can bridge that technical gap with your business knowledge in a much better way, right? So if you can do that, this is one cream opportunity that you can encash. That is about SRS, software requirement specifications. This is the last box over here, but we'll come to that starting from top. First, we have a set of business requirements. Why is this used? When we are going for some in-house implementations or in-house software developments. Okay, we have some business requirements, we have some business rules. Then comes a vision and scope document. Based on this, we go for user requirements. This is the point where I highlighted in the first, that the users are unable to express what are their current needs and requirements in technology terms. So that is where you fit in. Once you have the user requirement document, then you will design the functional requirements. Functional requirements are like, this should be the input screen. These different buttons should be available. Once I click on this button, this should be done. If I press cancel, that should be done. Those are basic logical functional requirements. Then we have, as per system requirements and functional requirements, the software requirement specification. Like, system requirements is given by the technical team. That is also called non-functional requirements. Like, they will ensure that at a time 10 million users can use their app or not. What is the bandwidth that we need to have? What is the storage capacity that we need to have? So that is a non-functional technical requirement, right? So based on that, you can bridge this software requirement specification. SRS is generally what good IT companies ask from the business houses itself. They do not deploy separate resources for this unless requested. So this is where you can come in handy. Please note, why is this a bit difficult? Because with SRS, there are always many to many combinations. Let me show you that. Is this visible to everyone? Okay. So we have an SRS that will satisfy some user needs.
So screen is not visible, sir. Screen is not visible.
Okay. Apologies.
Yes, sir. Now visible. Yes.
So I was talking about this diagram. Was this shared before, sir?
Yes, sir. Readable, sir.
Okay. So this is the business requirements, then the vision and scope document, then user requirement, and then functional requirements. Last, we have the software requirement specification that I am letting you know is a good area to dive in. Okay. So what an SRS does is it satisfies some needs, user needs. This mitigates some risks. This verifies some tests. We design some tests or checkpoints that needs to be verified with the SRS before going live. And then we have some system architecture to implement this SRS. So there are 5 components in an SRS document. And this is as per ISO developed in 2000, released in 2018. Okay. Now, once we are through with this, this is how you can develop an SRS, and the tool is Obsidian. Where we need some specialized tools, I'll tell you that. See, I am in top page now. I hope this bubble is clear. Now, these different points are different links. Okay. When I click on this, this will show me that this information or user requirement has this risk and this information again. This is the main list. Let me show you the entire diagram to get the proper view. This is how softwares are developed. This is a very simple template-based structure. This is how different elements are connected. And that is why, as a process officer, we need to be very careful what things we are sending for updations and which all different aspects will it affect. Are you getting this? This SRS is linked to these 3-5 nodes, and each of these nodes are linked to different nodes. So we will be having a cascading effect if even a single point is disturbed without having adequate foresight. Right? So the tools that you can note down is, one is for Obsidian. If you really go for SRS, this is great. We can have these many-to-many relationships, and tracking them becomes super easy. Next is a BPMN tool. You can look for business process modeling notation. You will get the resources. Next is a UiPath process mining tool that I have shown you, but that is an on-premise system. This was a demo version. That is how I have learned, but on-premise systems are different. That needs to be live at your client places. Data analysis and MIS dashboards, you might be aware of. Excel, Google Sheets, Power BI, Tableau, all of these will do. Documentations, SOPs can be done in Microsoft Word itself. Not a big deal, because we just need to linearly put down the logics and conditions. We need to say, if this is done, go to this point. Just like chatbots. If you're interacting with any chatbot, it is having a sequence, and that sequence is followed by rules. If this is clicked, if 1 is pressed, open this menu. If 3 is pressed, open that menu. So that is how SOPs is done. We have different conditions that can be done in Word or any other document processing tool. And these are separate technology adoptions that needs to be done. So I hope this is clear, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Sir, please, are you sharing the questions with me?
Yes, sir. We have received some questions that we are sharing with you, sir. The main maximum participants are asking that, can you share the real life example where the CFO role have anyone performed?
Yes, sir.
Sorry, CPO's role, as CPO role in a real life example, sir.
Sir, am I audible? There was some network disturbance.
Yes, sir, you are audible, sir, and the screen is also visible, sir.
Okay, so sir, chief process officer examples are already there. In the global context, there are special senior leadership roles expecting these kind of skill sets and qualities from you. And what I have done in today's session is I have customized all of those concepts in Indian context so that we can actually deliver it from day one. So if you just Google, you will have entire details, whatever you need. And the point is, these kind of services can be done, but to a limited extent, where we can serve like 4 or 5 clients only at once, because it requires a lot of mind space to deliver these requirements, right? So the answer to your question is, you can simply Google, you will get real life examples. I have personally been doing these things since my last 5 years in a tier 2 city. It is just that we have bundled it and now we are calling it a chief process officer virtual service being offered as a retainership. Okay, sir?
Sir, for process simplifications, some members are asking for the appropriate software. So how they can select the appropriate software and what things they need to keep in mind while selecting the software?
So process simplification starts with making flowcharts only, right? So the I need to focus. Please, members, please pay attention. Softwares will not do the problem solving instead of us. These are tools, right? Tools that enhance our capacity. So when you go for process simplification, first of all, first step you need to do is make a flow chart. And then you need to think how to eliminate the human intervention or how to go for some digital footprints. That's it. So no software will suggest you that. It's just that you need to have some basic hands-on with basic tools only. Some can use Microsoft Visio if it is available to you, or you can use Google Jamboard for Canvas options. These are easily available. Main effort in entire the CPO role is our brainstorming, right? Only when we need some digital tracks, we need some digital leads, we are using a process mining software to help us with that. When we need some task management tools, we go for some third-party applications. But over there also, it's us, it's our personal discipline according to which we have to at least create those new tasks. We have to delegate those new tasks. So the tools right now are coming as low-code, no-code, user-friendly tools to enable you achieve the solution. They will not provide the solution. ChatGPT is here for information's sake, but you have to ask the right questions. Right, sir?
Yes, sir. members are also asking regarding, please explain what is process mining.
Okay.
What is process mining? Yes.
So process mining is the last end point of whatever chain we have discussed. It focuses on identifying where the time lag is maximum. It focuses on identifying operational inefficiencies. So we can do that manually. We can ask different people of a department to tell them what is the most time consuming process, where are they getting stuck, and so on. That is one option, but that is not scalable and that is not foolproof, right? So instead of going it in the old school way, what we do is we develop a parallel process mining tool along with our ERP, along with our automation tool, which is handling our core processes. We develop a parallel process mining tool. Then we flag each incident as an event. Like we have received an invoice, we flag that activity as an event. Then we are final checking that invoice, we tag that as an activity or an event. In this manner, each process is the core operation that we are doing. It is broken down into different steps or tasks or activities, and they are flagged with some process. Now, what will happen in the usual course of business? Transactions will be happening. Whenever that transaction is hit, whenever someone hits that save button or submit button, it records in the UI paths or any third-party process mining tool. So that is a green tick for that step. Whenever that same invoice ID is going to the next step, whenever next step is confirmed, it again records over there. So this is how we can track the time lag between different steps, and then we can work on optimizing them. I hope you're getting this, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir, one interesting question, sir. From your profile, we came to know that some different, you also conceptualize the name Ninja Professionals. Sir, can you elaborate on this? What is this terminology and what does it mean?
Oh, so this is a like 3-4-year-old vision. We were planning to develop a system where we can empower our members of the fraternity to like have a different edge over their previous versions. So just like Ninja, they are swift and they are fast and they have a very razor sharp focus. We wanted to work on their mindset and skill set so that whatever they are doing, technology enabled, we can enhance their output. So it was a past vision, sir, not active right now.
Okay, right, sir. Thank you so much, sir. And some members are also asking what is graphic query languages, sir? Graphic query languages, is there any terminology like this, sir?
Yes, yes. So if you might have heard of SAP, the accounting package, ERP package. SAP is being developed or coded on a graphical query language. So it is like a SQL, we have a structured query languages. We have a modified version of that. SQLs generally work with relational and tabular data. Okay. So this is a database management concept. I'll share you in a short while. When we have tables having some column names and related context, we can use structured query languages to derive or analyze those data. But now we all have seen how income tax website has moved from XML to JSON. How we have entire GST website on JSON. JSONs are different from those traditional tabular database structures. In JSON, we have a key value pair. Instead of having a fixed column, we have a key value pair. and we have tagging facilities available in JSONs. So when it's like when we use Twitter, we tweet something, it reflects to all those people who have reacted or engaged in that post. So that is how this graphical query language is an evolved version of a traditional SQL that helps us with those JSON-based database management systems. Sir, it will get more technical if I deep dive into it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
So small and MSMEs, sir, members are querying about this. What are ERP tools? Different ERP tools for small and medium practitioners and MSMEs.
Okay. So I'm searching for some document. Meanwhile, I'll share the concept. For MSMEs, ERP is way beyond your accountancy requirements and finalization requirements. You need to have a very detailed and minute understanding on this topic. Our financial accounting is done for external users, right? We have to report it to income tax department. We have to report it to banks. So our financial accounting is done for external users. For internal point of view, we have our cost and management accounting, which helps us optimize our operations, right? We have the costing concepts everywhere. So ERP, if you are looking at from a point of view of simple tally or Zoho books, that is a very simplified use of an ERP term, right? So these are accounting packages that help us plan also, but most of the tally users are not using the tally that they have purchased for planning purposes. They are just doing it for post facto accounting purposes, right? So let me revise those questions. If you are an MSME and you are looking for an ERP from operational point of view, right? So I'll share the top ERMs and CRMs with you in just a second. Is this visible, sir?
Not yet, sir. Not yet.
So now is it visible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So take a screenshot of this. Like this is the easy part, collecting information and tabulating it. The tough part is to evaluate whether you are ready for this or not. So for different needs, you can have these online collaborated ERP options, but please ensure that your team is adaptable, is approachable with these tools, and they have that vision, that shared vision to enhance the value of the organization. So this is a simple gist I've taken some time back. You can go for these. NetSuite CRM and NetSuite entire ecosystem is good. You can have QuickBooks, Zoho books are also there. There are some open source ERP systems also that needs to be customized. So you can go for those also. So depending on your requirement, you can choose them. So let's go to the next question.
Yes, sir. Next question is, sir, for the office automation for professionals like chartered accountants and others, which software can suit the requirements so that the all data can be handled properly? And as well as they are also asking for how to manage the human resource also.
Right. Sir, so our institute has just released a practice management software with the domain cacloud.in that is available for the members. And I have booked a slot, but I have not yet implemented it in my office. So that option you must explore. It is a great initiative from our institute for the benefit of its members. That is focused on all your documentation, storage, task assignment, everything. So that is the #1 resource that you should go for. Apart from that, if you are looking for some third-party tools, I recommend ClickUp as a good task management tool. It is for managing triple T, task, time, and team. First point is none of our tasks should be skipped. Once all are done, they should be done on time, and I can get them done with my team in a proper way. So you can go for that. There are similar options. You can look for alternatives. SmartSuite is a new one. You can go for those options. But please let me clarify it again. These are tools. You have to design, because there is a designing aspect. What is the flowchart? What is the workflow in your process, in your office, and how you convert them into that tool that has the designing aspect. So the tools will only enable once you give them a proper system. In one line, I would say these are softwares. It's your responsibility to transform this software into a system that works for you. Okay, sir?
Right. Sir, one more question, sir. Whether this CFO, CPO job, it is it's like a job or is a consultancy business, sir?
All right. Sir, this CPO is more of a responsibility. It's a role, and it depends on us. Few years back, when sweat equity was new, it took time for the industry to adjust and digest. Now, after watching Shark Tank, most of us, casually we say, if we are doing this, we need this much equity. If we are doing this for you, we need that much equity. So now the term has come and time has come for skills equity. You can either ask for equity or you can ask for a recurring cash generation source. What do I mean to say? I have shared with you before that at one time you can cater at most 4 to 5 good corporates who need this CPO services, right? But once you are done with that, once one client has been justified the required deliverables, after that you can pitch those clients. See, when a fitter comes to your factory, he fits a very huge heavy machine, he just charges for his time and he goes. But I am deploying my specialized skills. I am deploying all of my energy into a system that will help you grow throughout the lifetime of the business. And that calls for a special arrangement where I can have a recurring revenue generation from this system apart from my active time consultation, right? So it works both ways. Either you can go for a consultation or a retainership, or you can go for a job. If you go for a job, it will come under sweat equity or skills equity. If you go for a retainership, you can ask for some cash generation cycle. This will only ensure that we are actually having sustainability and scalability both in our professional life. We always suggest this to our clients, but now it's time. This is how we can set it up for ourselves. Right, sir?
Right. Absolutely right, sir. Very truly said, sir. And there are other questions also, sir. And some persons are asking, sir, what should be the amount of automation we should put in business? So while doing the automation, what should the amount of investment, ideal investment?
Okay, so sir, this is a very subjective discussion, but I'll share few broad highlights. Automations are done to ensure scalability in an organization, right? So first, make sure that your business operations are now sustainable. Like, even if you are not involved daily, they are on a little bit autopilot itself, maybe manual driven, but it is sustainable. So if there are some unforeseen losses, it can absorb that shock, right? Once you have ensured that sustainability, next step is scalability. And that is why all this automation buzz is there. For scalability, you like it depends on industry to industry and the management style of different companies as well. So you do not need to focus for infinite scalability at once. If you can process 1,000 orders right now in a month, aim for 10x, aim for 100x, then achieve that and sustain that. Only go for a second round, only then go for a second round of scalability to 1,000x or more. Then again, it's a ladder-like approach. Sustain that, then go for the next scalability option. So the automation budgets and investments are always progressive, and it will depend on your requirements. Okay, sir?
Yes, right, sir. We are also receiving number of questions. Just give me 1 minute so that I can read.
Yeah, sure.
Sir, now members are asking what are the good softwares for planning, investment and budgeting and forecasting. Budgeting, planning, forecasting.
Kuldeep ji,
Sir.
what queries have come now?
Yes, sir.
Try to give an answer to all queries. Pratik, I would request you, we will form a small group, this ERP and e-portal and all those things, and you can share, Kuldeep ji, you can share contact details of Pratik Bathwal sir in the chat box.
Right, sir.
So
Right, sir.
members who, or sir will share himself.
Okay, sir. Sir, I'll share a group invite link just now.
Yes. And maybe, you can plan some more session by other persons on ERP. We can plan something.
Yes, sir, definitely.
Kuldeep ji, carry on, please.
Thank you, sir. Now, sir, we are coming to this close to our session. Now, 5:54 is here, sir. Any, sir, final words, Pratik, sir, which your good self would like to say about threats and various types of opportunities as a CPOs?
Sir, the opportunities are limitless. It depends on us how we present ourselves. If we are presenting ourselves as a process analyst, as a business analyst, they will definitely pay heed to it. If we are presenting ourselves as a one-stop solution to their process optimization needs, they will definitely jump onto it. So today, we already have such high scarcity of skilled, talented people that big organizations are already willing to identify them and get their services. So it's already a set demand across the industry. We just have to show up. We have to start with small suggestions, work them through, and then only we can go for the bigger assignments. So it's totally upon us. You need to, like, this is not something every kirana stores would like to opt in. So you need to have to keep that threshold in mind. Like, this is the network, this is the vision of the person, both matters, their payment capacity and how progressive they are. So filter those down, talk to them, let them know what are you planning, and they'll definitely give you the opportunity to work it, because everyone wants these buzzwords in their organizations, but there are very few implementation agencies. We can be one, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Now, thank you all the participants for attending in large number of this webinar. We request from Committee on Entrepreneurship and Public Services, all the members and all the participants who are viewing this webinar, that they, in case they want to join this committee in any way, through their research, through their knowledge sharing, they can write to us. We will also share this PowerPoint presentation and the link of this video to each and every participant after concluding of this webinar. And it is now my heartiest thankful to CA Capratikbathwal sir, who has spared his valuable time and addressing the participants. On behalf of each and everyone, I would like to propose heartiest vote of thanks to CA Dr. Rajkumar Adukia sir, who is chairman of this committee, under whose guidance we are continuously conducting so many programs for the members and students of, in the different areas where they can be an entrepreneur. And CA Purushottam Khandelwal sir, who is vice chairman of this committee. We are also thankful to CA Dayanivas Sharma sir, Central Council member of ICI, who also address the participants on the different areas where the professionals can work today in this digitization and digital environment. So thank you each and every participant for attending this webinar. We have posted the committee's email ID in the chat box. This is cmeps@icai.in. Initial alphabet of committee, cmeps@icai.in. All are requested to kindly share their views, thoughts, or any clarification they want from this committee. They can write to us. We will reply them at the earliest possible. Thank you. Thank you all for attending this webinar. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for providing me this opportunity to share my views. And I have shared the group link with you in the private chat. Please check. Again, hearty
Right, sir. Yes, please carry on, sir.
Yeah, I would again like to express my gratitude to Rajkumar sir for designing such a great outline for the entire webinar and guiding me throughout the preparations. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you all. Thank you.